Coming up on Root TV, Donald Trump has officially signed a bill forcing the release of the infamous Epstein files. SNAP benefits have been restored and are slowly being distributed, but many recipients may need to reapply.
SEPTA negotiates with Transport Workers Union Local 234. Philadelphia is preparing for America's 250th anniversary with construction in Old City around Independence Mall. Welcome to Root TV. I'm Alexis Hilton, and this is Allison Padula.
President Donald Trump announced on social media Wednesday night that he signed the Jeffrey Epstein files bill. This announcement comes after the House and the Senate passed a bill forcing the release of the files. On Tuesday, the House voted overwhelmingly to pass legislation to compel the Justice Department to release all its records related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. GOP leaders in the upper chamber said that they are all for transparency when it comes to Epstein, but they haven't revealed whether they'll bring the bill to the floor. The bill would require Attorney General to release all unclassified records, documents, communications, investigative materials, flight logs or travel records, people and entities connected with Epstein, and internal emails, notes, and other internal Justice Department communications, all in a searchable and downloadable format. Those records would need to be released no later than 30 days after enactment of the law. The legislation says the Attorney General may withhold or redact any information that identifies victims or would jeopardize an active federal investigation. The Justice Department has already turned over tens of thousands of documents from the Epstein investigation to the House Oversight Committee, which is conducting its own probe and has many of those records public. SNAP benefits have been restored and are slowly being distributed again to Pennsylvania residents. A top USDA official said the Trump administration is now looking to completely deconstruct the program. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said that millions of low-income SNAP recipients will have to reapply for their benefits as a part of an effort to crack down on fraud. Information on how and when recipients can reapply has not yet been released. Community Legal Services staff attorney Mackenzie Libby said that most SNAP recipients in Pennsylvania are already required to re-verify household and income information every 6 months.
Amid the delays and cancellations due to safety inspections, SEPTA resumed negotiations with its largest union, the Transport Workers Union Local 234, on Tuesday. Union members are seeking higher wages and better policies for employee sick pay. On Sunday, the union approved the strike in a vote, but president of the union Local 234, Will Vera, said to NBC 10 he doesn't want to think of a strike right now. The goal of the union is to negotiate fairly for a 2-year contract. According to Vera, Union Local 234 is actively negotiating with SEPTA on a new contract, and the talks are very productive. The union wants to reach a goal that is fair to its members and to the customers that fund the service. On Monday, the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Aviation Administration announced that the Flight Reduction Emergency Order was lifted. The cuts were designed to address the staffing issues among air traffic controllers. Flight disruptions began to improve as the members of Congress reached a deal to end the shutdown. Since the shutdown ended, staffing levels have been reported to be back into place. A lawsuit has been filed due to the air ambulance that crashed in Philadelphia earlier this year. The families of 2 of the 8 people killed claimed that the medical air transport company and others caused their deaths due to negligence. The case was filed by Dr. Raul Arredondo, a pediatrician, and Liza Asuna, who was the mother of a girl who was flying home to Mexico after being treated in Philadelphia.
Construction is going on in Old City, Philadelphia, with improvements on Market Street that are set to be completed for America's 250th birthday in 2026. On Friday, November 14th, Pennsylvania Congressman Brendan Boyle highlighted $850,000 in federal funds that are being used to make Philadelphia's historic district more appealing and enjoyable to visitors, especially those who are walking around Franklin Square. Along with federal and city money, state money is also expected to help with preparations. Governor Josh Shapiro said that he believes that Philadelphia will be the center of attention. The eyes of the world are going to be on our Commonwealth as we celebrate 250 years of our democracy in the place where it all began. With all the construction Independence Hall will be closed until January 2026, and Vine Street will be closed until February 2026. In celebration of America's 250th birthday, Her's Snack Company has announced it is releasing 3 all-new Philly flavors. The flavors will embody freedom, liberty, and unity. The candidates for the freedom flavors are loaded cheese fries, cheesy crab dip, and cheesy bread. The candidates for liberty are roasted garlic barbecue, hickory barbecue, and hot honey barbecue. And finally, the candidates for unity are jalapeno cream cheese, lemon pepper, and mango habanero. To vote for your favorite flavor, go to the Her's website. Voting closes on December 10th, and the winning flavors will be on shelves in June 2026.
After 97 years, the Valley Forge Military Academy is closing its doors and ending classes for all underclassmen cadets November 21st and in May for the remaining seniors. The academy is closing due to an extreme decline in enrollment, rising costs, and staff turnover. The academy cited fewer than 100 cadets in enrollment. However, the Military Academy's college located on the same campus remains open. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon will be retiring after a decade with the company in January 2026. McMillon will be replaced by U.S. Division Chief John Furner, who is a veteran in the company with 3 decades of work. Walmart said in a statement that McMillon's retirement was planned. When he took the job, Walmart's value tripled with the company's global sales surpassing $10 billion. He also introduced AI tools to Walmart that changed how the stores operate and interact with their customers. McMillon plans on staying on as a Walmart advisor until January 31st, 2027.
The commercial space company, founded by Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, completed its first operational mission with the new Glenn rocket carrying 2 NASA spacecraft intended to orbit Mars. Blue Origin recovered the booster following its separation from the upper stage and the Mars orbiters, an essential step to recycle and slash costs similar to SpaceX. The spacecraft will head to Mars once Earth and the Red Planet align, projected to arrive in 2027. The Mars orbiters will map the planet's upper atmosphere and magnetic fields, studying how they interact with the solar wind. This will assist in discovering how the planet goes from humid to dry and how to protect astronauts against Mars's radiation environment. Now let's see what our environment is like outside Old Main with our weather anchor, Gage Grace.
Thank you so much, Allison. My name is Gage Grace, and this is your live weather hit. I'm currently standing outside of Old Main, and it's roughly 45 degrees. Very serene because the wind is non-existent. The air is very still, and if you want to know what to wear, let me introduce you to my new colleague, Widener Wayne. He's wearing a beanie, a jacket, and he should be wearing some gloves, but he forgot them at home. If you want to learn more about the weekly weather, stay tuned for the Weather Center with Jaden Crutchfield. This has been the live weather hit with Gage Grace, and I'm going to send it over to Anthony Fedeli at the sports desk.
Coming up at the sports desk, I'll be covering all things Philly and Widener sports. Stay tuned.
Wherever you go at Widener, you've always got your pride. Everywhere you go, and behind everything you do. And before you know it, you are working in your field, realizing your life's ambitions before you even leave Widener.
If you have a dream, come join us.
Widener University. Many roars,
one pride.
Welcome back to the sports desk. I'm Anthony Fedeli. The Philadelphia Eagles improved to 8-2 on Sunday night with a gritty 16-9 victory over the Detroit Lions, equaling in their 4th straight win. Our sports reporter Nicholas Roque interviewed the Widener community and get their thoughts on how the season is going so far.
With the Philadelphia Eagles' win against the Detroit Lions Sunday night, Philadelphia sports fans are still unhappy. While Vic Fangio's defense dominated, holding Jared Goff to a career-worst completion rate, the offense continues to sputter. Jalen Hurts threw for just 135 yards, and reports this week suggest growing frustrations among offensive players with the current approach. I asked members of the Widener community about how they are feeling about the Eagles' offense and defense so far this season.
Feel like they've been a little bit inconsistent, but improving throughout the year.
Production hasn't been too well. I think Kevin Padula is definitely holding them backs. Once they can get rid of Kevin Padula or switch things up, I think it'll get a lot better. I think if Jalen Hurts or Sirianni start switching things up, I think they'll do a lot better on offense.
Looking just like last year's defense, if not better. You know, ball hawks in the secondary, a lot of pressure coming in. Really can't ask for anything better.
I liked last season's defense really well. So I'm hoping that this season will be a little bit similar.
So now that we've heard about how everyone's feeling about the Eagles' offense and defense, now let's hear about how they're feeling about the Eagles' Super Bowl chances this year.
We felt 100% again. I won last year. What are you on? We $1 million. Bet $1 million. I mean, I feel like honestly, we did it last year. We still got the pieces. We still got the coaches. Each year we get new players, so we feel good enough that we can contend. It's not that hard.
This has been Nicholas Roque with Woo TV.
Go Birds! Thank you for that report, Nicholas. The Philadelphia 76ers finally got some good news this week. After missing the first 12 games of the season, recovering from off-season knee surgery, Paul George made his long-awaited debut Monday night against his former team, the Los Angeles Clippers. The result was a thrilling 110-108 comeback victory at home. George played 21 minutes in his first game back, contributing 9 points and 7 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey stole the show for the rest of the game with 39 points, leading the Sixers back from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter. The win improves Philadelphia to 8-5 on the season. However, the celebration was muted by more injury concerns. Joel Embiid missed his 8th game in 13 contests with right knee injury management, and Kelly Oubre Jr. is now sidelined with a left knee sprain suffered in Friday's loss to Detroit. The road ahead remains challenging for a team still trying to find its full strength. The Philadelphia Union are back in action. After 2 straight weeks gearing up for this weekend's conference semifinal, the boys in blue will host New York City FC in a single elimination game. The winner of this game will advance to the Eastern Conference Final. These two teams met not long ago when the Union raised the Supporters' Shield after a 1-0 win against the New York City FC. Both teams meet again this Sunday at Subaru Park. First kick is set for 7:30 p.m. Widener's men's basketball team kicked off their action this weekend as they hosted the Widener Tip-Off for Autism Awareness Tournament. On Friday night, the Pride took control over Penn State Abington with a score of 96-68. Senior Jacob Airy led the way for the Pride with 24 points. And on Saturday, Widener faced off against the Arcadia Knights and suffered a 94-74 loss. Despite the score, Widener battled until the clock hit double zeros, with senior Matt Johnson leading the Pride, scoring with 16 points. The Pride will be back on the hardwood this Thursday as they host the visiting Newman Knights. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Widener women's basketball has been unstoppable during the start of their season. The team got a huge win Wednesday night and improved their record to 4-0. Mia Robbins led the way for the Pride, scoring 21 points and 8 rebounds. Widener looks to keep the streak alive as they take on Penn State Brandywine on Saturday. Tip-off is set for 3 p.m. That's all for the sports desk. After this commercial break, we will check in with our world news anchor, Lola Geyer. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Anthony, and welcome to World News, where we cover the biggest stories from around the world. I'm Lola Geyer. Bangladesh's former Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, has been sentenced to death for crimes against humanity. She was found guilty after allowing the use of lethal force to crack down on student-led protest, causing 1,400 deaths last year. Hasina governed Bangladesh for 15 years straight before being exiled to India. According to Reuters, the Indian government claimed that the extradition would be a lengthy and difficult process to bring Hasina back to Bangladesh. The government told India that a failure to return might impact the relationship. Hasina's son and her supporters have also threatened violent protests if she is killed and if her party, the Awami League, remains banned. A makeshift bridge at a copper mine in Congo collapsed, killing over 30 people. There was strict prohibition on accessing the site due to the risk of landslides. However, many illegal diggers forced their ways into the quarry, causing overcrowding. Congo's artisanal and small-scale mining support and guidance service is tasked with helping miners who work on these mines. They released a report claiming that military personnel, whose job was to secure the site, fired their guns, causing panic among the miners, who then rushed to the makeshift bridge, eventually leading the bridge to collapse with people piling on top of each other. Rescuers are currently searching for bodies and survivors as the death toll rises. The World Cheese Awards just occurred in Switzerland, where over 5,200 cheeses from 46 countries competed to be named the winner. An army of 265 cheese experts from around the world gathered to judge and award points based on the shape, size, color, and texture of each cheese. The judging was apparently extremely strict, with no outside journalists and watchers allowed, and security guards to keep watch. It was a blind taste test for the judges, as any identifying markers like packaging was removed. The winner was a Swiss cheese made from cow's milk at a small dairy farm in the Alpine lowlands of western Switzerland. Despite previous winners seeing a surge in sales for the cheese, the owner of this year's winner does not plan to increase sales so that his herd of cows can rest and to not disturb the Gruyere market. That's all for now. Let's head back to the desk with Alexis Hilton.
After 2 weeks of a blackout, Disney and YouTube TV reached a new deal to bring channels such as ABC and ESPN back to the platform last Friday. Disney content went dark on YouTube TV after the two sides failed to reach an agreement on a new licensing deal. As a result, subscribers were left without the Disney channels on the platform, disrupting coverage of college football matches and professional sports games. Disney said YouTube TV refused to pay fair rates for their channels, while YouTube said Disney proposed costly terms that would lead to higher prices and fewer choices. As part of the new deal, YouTube TV subscribers have seen the restoration of the Disney programs, including Disney Plus and the Hulu bundle. Ever tested your luck out on the lottery? Well, one couple from New Jersey has just struck it big with extreme luck, as they have just won $3 million on a jackpot million scratch-off after they had just won the $1 million top prize in the $1 million Ultimate Spectacular back in April. Cheetos and Doritos may start to lose their color very soon. In December, stores will start to sell simply NKD of snacks that have no artificial flavors or dyes, which is what gives these snacks their bright orange color. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is pushing to get rid of synthetic food dyes from the food in the U.S. For Cheetos and Doritos, the original versions will be sold alongside the new options. The flavor should remain the same.
Well, it's that time of year again to get into that holiday spirit. The Christmas Village returns to Philadelphia's Love Park and City Hall on November 22nd. The village is modeled after traditional Christmas markets in Germany and highlights holiday gifts such as jewelry and various arts and crafts. It also features thousands of holiday lights and a variety of German and European eateries. Independence Blue Cross River Rink Winterfest has returned to Philly's Delaware River waterfront. Ice skating, boardwalk games, and rides are all available to patrons. Admission to the rink is only $5 and skate rentals are $12. Ice skating lessons are also available. Celebrating 32 years on the waterfront this holiday season, Winterfest is open November 28, 2025 through March 1st, 2026. Find more information on Winterfest at visitphilly.com.
The Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming up. This year, it'll be celebrating its 106th anniversary. The parade started in 1920 as the Gimbels Parade because it was created by the Gimbel Brothers department store. This year, the parade will be hosted by Rick Williams, Alicia Fedeli, Cecily Tynan, Karen Rogers, and Adam Joseph from the 6 ABC Action News crew. The parade will also feature special guests and performances such as Ken Jennings of Jeopardy!, the Philadelphia Orchestra, the cast of Abbott Elementary, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and of course, Santa Claus. The parade is on November 27th. The pre-show begins at 8:30 a.m. and the first performance is at 9 a.m. The parade typically runs for 3 hours. The parade route will start at 19th Street and John F. Kennedy Boulevard, then it will head east, then north on 16th Street, where it will continue northwest on Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Finally, the parade will end at the Philadelphia Art Museum. Are you watching the parade in person? Let's head over to the Weather Center with our anchor, Jaden Crutchfield, and get a Thanksgiving preview.
Thank you, Alexis. Welcome to the Weather Center. On the day of the Thanksgiving parade, it'll be partly cloudy and 51 degrees. Tomorrow, it'll be cloudy all day, and in the morning, it'll be 43 degrees. In the afternoon, it'll be 52, and in the evening, it'll be 51. On Saturday, it'll be rainy with a high of 53 and a low of 38. On Sunday, it'll be sunny with a high of 51 and a low of 32. On Monday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 55 and a low of 38. On Tuesday, it'll be rainy with a high of 55 and a low of 38. And finally, on Wednesday, it'll be rainy with a high of 61 and a low of 51. My name is Jaden Crutchfield. That was your weekly weather forecast. We'll be right back after commercial.
Need a break from studying? Here are some Widener events happening around campus. Do you like anime? If so, you're in luck. On Friday, November 21st, the Widener Anime Club is presenting the Anime Night, in where they watch an anime movie. The event starts at 7 p.m. in the Pride Den. There will be free popcorn and pizza provided. Support the arts this weekend at Widener Dance Company's recital. The show will include dances of various styles, including hip-hop, contemporary, jazz, tap, musical theater, and more. There are 2 shows on Saturday at 12 p.m. and 7 p.m., and 1 show on Sunday at 12 p.m. Tickets are $3 for Widener students with ID and $5 for everyone else. There will be a canned food drive open for everyone to donate at each show as well. These talented dancers have been working hard all semester to put on an amazing show you won't want to miss. On November 24th, Active Minds will be hosting Self-Care Night. The event invites students to hang out, have some snacks, color, play games, and decompress before finals week. Self-Care Night will be held in the University Center Room A from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you're looking for a way to relax before finals, feel free to join.
Finals week is coming up once again. The library will be having adjusted hours for finals starting after Thanksgiving break. From Monday to Friday, starting on December 1st to 5th, they will have hours of 7:30 a.m. to 1 a.m., Saturday, December 6th, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., Sunday, December 7th, 12 p.m. to 1 a.m., Monday to Wednesday, December 8th to 10th, 7:30 a.m. to 1 a.m., Thursday, December 11th, 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m., and Friday, December 12th, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The libraries are committed to providing the best experience for finals week with free snacks for late night studying and mindfulness at the coloring table. As you get geared up for finals week, make sure to take breaks to eat and relax. Good luck with finals! With the end of the semester right around the corner, our reporter Sophia Arnold interviewed Widener students about professors that stood out to them.
As the semester is coming to a close, I went around campus to ask students about their favorite professors.
Dr. Yu, Professor Kraniak.
I'd like to shout out Greg Potter.
I'm shouting her out because even though I don't understand the material sometimes, she's willing to sit and explain things to me, even if it goes into her next class time. She's really she will teach you until you are not teachable. She's very understanding.
She's just really nice. She's very supportive, and she helps everyone. She's helped me specifically, but I've noticed that she helps literally anyone that she can in her class, and she really tries to support all her students. She's so nice.
Sophia Arnold, reporting for Woot TV.
Thank you for that report, Sophia. My favorite professor is Professor Jess. This is our last show of this semester. Woot TV has been honored to bring you campus, local, regional, and national news over these past 6 shows. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the behind-the-scenes crew that you often don't see on the broadcast. To our 25 members on the studio floor, weather center, and in the control room, thank you for helping this show run smoothly. Roll the recap.
Welcome to Woo TV. I'm Allison Padula, and this is Alexis Hilton.
Thanks, Anthony. Welcome to our new segment, World News, where we cover top stories happening across the globe. I'm Lola Geyer.
Thanks so much, Alexis. Welcome to the Weather Center. Let's see what we got cooking for this week's weekly forecast.
All right, Winnie, do you prefer Wawa or Sheets?
The change was announced during a student block party on homecoming weekend.
Several major U.S. airports are choosing to block the video from Christine Noe, the U.S. Homeland Security Secretary.
Thank you, Allison. I'm currently outside of Old Main, where it is a windy 60 degrees.
Next, at the sports desk, Eagles could bounce back from a loss. Widener football ends in a thriller. All that and more after this. Stay tuned.
With the government shutdown passing its third week, the effects of the closure are being felt by millions of Americans around the country.
Welcome back to the sports desk. I'm Anthony Fedeli. Philadelphia Eagles legend Brandon Graham is coming out of retirement.
A group of thieves are currently on the run after a successful jewelry heist at the Louvre Museum in Paris, France.
Thank you, Allison. Welcome to the Weather Center.
Is none other than Stan. I'm standing outside of Old Main, feeling the chill because it is a crisp 50 degrees.
In an interview, both Wazinski and Perry discussed the thought process that goes into it.
President Trump ordered the printing of pennies to cease as the cost of printing rose 4 cents per one.
What's things give around like a team?
It's been a fantastic semester. Thank you all for tuning in to Woo TV.
For the last time this year, thank you for watching this episode of Woo TV. For Gage Grace, Jaden Crutchfield, Anthony Fedeli, Lola Geyer, Alexis Hilton, and all the behind-the-scenes crew, I'm Allison Padula. See you next year.